and welcome to the podcast, Mindset, Money, Success. And I'm your host, Loraine Marshall. And today I'm going to talk about how I started a YouTube channel in April of 2021. It was a few months after the abrupt termination of my relationship back in August of 2020. My former partner had left in September of 2020, and I had gone through grief and fear and uncertainty and trauma. He had stayed 4 weeks after the abrupt termination, flew back to the UK in September, and then basically in April we were trying to attempt a mediation to come to some agreement. Unfortunately, that mediation attempt failed, and by the time it got to May, I knew the mediation had failed. There had already been I think that was the 6th attempt at mediation on my part, me paying the mediation firm from January 2021. And so in April, I was starting to feel a little better, coming out of the grief that I'd been suffering, and I was starting to think of what could I actually do, because I had lost all sense of self. I had no idea how I could move forward or what I could do. I'd been just left here with no income and just a few thousand in savings. I think it was about €3,000 in the bank, and just trying to survive. The only saving grace was that I was still in the property, and because of the financial control that he had, he was responsible for the utilities at the house, and so I didn't have to pay for water or electricity. And so I only had to find money for my health insurance and my car, for diesel and for food at that point. And obviously €3,000 was not going to last very long. And I needed to think of ways that I might start earning for myself. And April was the starting point of looking at ways to earn an income. So one of the things that I decided that might help me as well was to create short affirmational videos. And so I started my YouTube channel and used a free software which I found online, and I will link the free software below in the description. It's called lumen5.com. And so I looked at some of the videos that were already online and then decided to model some of those using my own voice and the software to create these videos. And I wanted to actually play one of the first ever videos that I put up on YouTube, so that you can get an idea of what I actually started to create back then. Since April of 2021, it's obviously 3 years since the separation, I have been through even more trauma than I ever expected I would go through. There has been 10 attempts at coming to a settlement, all of which have failed. The last attempt that we actually signed an agreement was in 2021, when he was in Spain with his new wife, and there was a buyer ready to pay a deposit on the property. And so there was an agreement that was handwritten and signed by the two of us. And that agreement was for far less than what had been originally offered, which originally was €115,000, which was 50% of the sale value if the property had sold at $230,000. But he was offering a 50%, 50-50 split. But what happened, within the weeks that he was here, I was actually threatened with being thrown out onto the streets. He had had some feedback from an agent that was selling the house that she had from her clients. And so this feedback that he had, he came into the bedroom where I was sitting and then basically was shouting in my face. He was in control. I do as he says, not to F about with him, and I could be thrown out onto the streets. And that was how he treated me post-separation. And none of the evidence that I have in my possession was actually given over to the court in June of 2022 when I had a public defence lawyer in the precarious eviction, and I explained everything in emails to this lawyer, and still she would not produce any of the evidence that I had on my side which might help in that case of the eviction. Basically, what happened, it was already a done deal before I even got to the court. I was actually at the court 5 days before the actual verbal hearing, and I spoke with a court official. I explained the situation. I explained I had evidence that I wanted to put forward. Now, this court official then explained to me that my lawyer was not helping me and that I should sack that lawyer and I should put an official complaint in to the Spanish Bar Association, who actually sort out the free public lawyers. Now, I had this belief that it was a verbal hearing, and so I was prepared to actually speak. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to speak or say anything at all. So no evidence was put forward, and I wasn't allowed to speak. So this is the free public justice that you get in the Spanish courts. So I'm still actually under the threat of being evicted from the house, and I'm just waiting now to find out what the next step of the process is. I haven't been able to find a way out of the situation that I'm in, despite multiple attempts to move forward. Every time I've tried a way to move forward, there has been another incident and another court or another very traumatic event that has impacted my life, trying to pull myself out of the situation that I found myself in. So my short affirmational videos were a way for me to help myself at that point in time. And creating the videos did help. And listening to the videos afterwards did help. But it didn't change the situation that I was facing and didn't help, because I didn't have legal representation. I didn't have the money to pay for private legal representation that may have been able to help to negotiate a settlement without me having to try and to negotiate a settlement. Because every time there was an offer, or every time there was something that was just about agreed, then the goalposts moved or the offer shifted. It was either the amount of money or the dates or a term in the agreement. And so I discovered, obviously, what he said to me on the 15th of September in a recorded meeting that we had. He said, "You cannot negotiate with me. You cannot negotiate a gift." And that is exactly what happened. I couldn't negotiate with him. And so now, because of Spanish laws, I am being forced into a situation which is very frightening, very scary, and I'm doing my best to move forward, to try to do something to change the situation that I find myself in. Here is my video from April of 2021, which is a 5-minute affirmational video on morning gratitude statements. I hope you like it. Morning gratitude statements. Hello and welcome to Life Change Plans. Here are your morning gratitude statements. You can repeat them after me. I am grateful to be alive. I am grateful for where I am right now. I am grateful for all I have experienced in my life. I am grateful for the amazing potential the future holds. I am grateful for this moment, right here, right now. I am grateful for the people in my life. I am grateful for everyone who loves me. I am grateful for everyone who challenges me. I am grateful for the wonders of Mother Nature. I am grateful for the abundance of the universe. I am grateful for the sunshine, the rain, the wind, the elements of the weather. I am grateful for my skills and talents. I am grateful for endless opportunities. I am grateful for the abundance I attract to me. I am grateful for the prosperity I have. I am grateful for the riches that flow into my life. I am grateful for the full range of emotions I feel. I am grateful for the things that excite me. I am grateful for the many things that bring me joy. I am grateful for this day, teeming with potential. I am grateful for another opportunity to serve and live life to the fullest. I am grateful for being a beneficial presence on the planet. I am grateful for all that I have and all that is coming to me.